Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mindset Monday. I am Christine. I'm so honored and blessed to be with you today. And as we allow for Facebook to notify all of you beautiful souls that we are live today, just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of our community. I've been really excited to get to know some of you better and would love for you, as soon as you're able, to introduce yourself to our collective group. There's so many people in here who are doing the internal development that you're doing as well. And I think there's so much power in that collective energy. There's also really wonderful people in here that you might be able to connect with in terms of collaboration, working with one another, sharing each other's stories and your posts and your businesses. So please introduce yourself so that others can get to know you, and use the hashtag intro in your post. Just a cute picture of you, or even a not so cute picture of you. Sometimes we take the not so cute ones, and a little intro about who you are and what you do would just be fantastic. So I'd love to say welcome to everyone who's here live. If you're live, please type live in the comments. That helps other people to get that notification that we are on. And we love to have lots of you to join us for Mindset Monday. Again, that collective energy is what helps us all. As we like to say, a rising tide lifts all ships. So as you're growing and expanding, you're creating that room for others as well. So type live if you're watching live, and please type hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. We love coming in and reconnecting with you throughout the day, throughout the week, to hear how Mindset Monday is impacting you. So if we haven't met yet, again, I'm Christine. I am the founder and CEO of Align and Design Your Life, and I'm on a mission to help you connect with your true self, with your intuition, with your hopes, dreams, and desires, with what it is that you want to create in the world, and be able to design a business that aligns with you, that aligns with your personality, with your particular strengths, and with the people that you want to serve. And I'm so honored to be able to do that with so many of you through our program, Align and Design Your Life. And through Mindset Monday, we love to give you our best coaching to get you started on your path to become a powerful creator. So I'd love to know, before we get started, what is your superpower? What is the one thing that you do that just comes naturally to you, that when you're doing it, you kind of lose all track of time, that just feels like it flows for you? I'd love to know, what is your superpower? And you can post that in the comments. Hello, everyone. All right, if you could post that in the comments, we'd love to see what is your superpower. And the reason I'm asking is, one, I want you to brag on yourself a little bit. I don't think women own their strengths the way that we could. It's definitely something I continue to work on too, but I want you to consider, what is something that you do that you just love to do? It feels natural to you. When you're doing it, you lose all track of time. That superpower, that thing that's unique to you, and that when you share it or bring it into the world, it also makes the world a better place, right? And this could be just, you love to bake, or there's something that you love to create with your hands. It could be coaching. Like for me, I really love working with people to help them solve their problems, to create awareness around where they're getting stuck, and help them to understand and create the solutions for themselves. Because truly, I believe we have all the answers inside. We just sometimes get off our path. So what is your superpower? I want you to really tune into that this week. Ask yourself that question, because the next step is to understand what's keeping you from being in your superpower more often than not. Right? What keeps us from truly living in our superpower? What keeps us from doing the thing that lights us up? the thing that we love. Designing beautiful websites for health and wellness entrepreneurs. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, it just lights you up. It's something that you love to do. You can lose all track of time when you're doing it, right? And if that's not what we're spending, and we know you can't spend 24/7 doing that, right? But if that's not what you're doing, either the majority of the time or at least one of your number one priorities, then there's probably a reason that you're not doing that. And that's what we call the resistance, right? So the resistance, these are the things that, think of it like the boulders and the rocks that crop up in your path as you're walking towards the life you want, or being who you want, or expressing your superpower, right? What is that resistance? And how do we recognize it? And then how do we release it, right? Because the resistance is what keeps us from just truly embracing and accepting our true selves, our unique abilities, our strengths, right? And bringing that into the world in a way that feels good, that lights us up and serves others. So let's take a look at where this lands in our path to be a powerful creator. I'm going to do a quick screen share here, because I keep saying, go look in our group to find the path, but here it is. Let's look at this. Don't mind all my folders here. So your path to becoming a powerful creator. Let's do it this way, so my stuff's not distracting. Okay. The path to become a powerful creator is comprised of 3 concepts, ideas. The need to align your mind, align your focus, and align your energy. And then when you are doing these 3 things, you are in a place where you're able to choose your thoughts, choose your feelings, and choose your actions. And that is the sweet spot where you are truly creating a business that you love, a career that you enjoy, a life that you love, relationships that you love, creating a body that serves you, right? When you are creating, you're creating so many things, and it's possible to truly create what you would love to have and see in your life and who you want to be, first and foremost, right? We can't always choose the effects of our creations, but we can always choose how we think about ourselves, what we feel about ourselves, and the actions that we're responsible for taking. So in this framework, when we're working these 3 components, aligning your mind, aligning your focus, aligning your energy, that's where you become a powerful creator. So in order to align your mind, right, to get your mind in alignment with the life you want to live, living in your superpower, doing things that light you up, experiencing a world that feels good for you, you've got to release your resistance, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Releasing your resistance starts with recognizing your resistance, like what comes up for you. What comes up for you when you are ignoring your calling to live in your genius, to be in your superpower, doing things that you love, being who you really want to be, expressing yourself to those who matter to you and to the world in a way that feels really good for you. Like what comes up that stands in your way, and understanding that most of the resistance that is there is just underneath the surface. It's the unconscious programming. It's the old beliefs, the old stories, the past experiences, the things in life that have happened to us, that we've thought about, that someone else has told us. There's so many unconscious patterns running in the background that keep us from truly taking that action to be who it is we want to be and do the work that we want to do. So the first part of releasing resistance is to start to recognize it, right? And it's not something that we have to do as maybe intentionally as one would think. It's simply a matter of paying attention paying attention to the feelings that we're experiencing. Often our body is the first indicator that something's off, we're out of alignment, right? So we get that pit in our stomach, shoulders are tight, heart is beating hard, palms get sweaty, right? There's a physical sensation that often arises coming from a thought that we are entertaining. And oftentimes those thoughts have been running in the tape loop for so long, we don't even really recognize them. So as we release resistance, the first thing we want to do is recognize it. All right. Yes. Yes. In order to release it, we have to recognize it. Yes or no? Yes or no? In order to release it, we first have to recognize it. Yes. Yes? All right. We have to recognize it. Create awareness. How do we create awareness? Right? By paying attention. Pay attention first to your body, the physical sensations that arise. Just notice what's coming up for you. And as you're noticing those physical sensations, just ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? What thought is creating this feeling? And we want to recognize these thoughts and these feelings with an observer's point of view. Our POV is like we're an observer or a scientist. We're just curious about it, right? It does not serve us to judge these thoughts, to say that they're wrong or that we're no good for having these thoughts or somehow punishing ourselves for this. It doesn't serve us. You know, the only thing that we truly have any control over in our lives is ourselves. And we have the choice in every moment to speak to and be with ourselves in a loving, nurturing, and positive way or not. Right? And since this is the one being over which you have control, why not choose the non-judgmental, the loving, the generous, the gracious thoughts that serve you? So notice what's coming up as an observer. Just being curious. Notice the thought. You could even write it down. Sometimes that helps to close the loop and get it out of that circulating thinking. Like, oh, this is the thought. This is the belief. This is the past event that keeps coming up that's keeping me from taking the next action. We just need to recognize it, right? Creating awareness. This is really the key to unlocking your superpower, is to simply recognize the resistance that's keeping you from being in your superpower, right? And then giving yourself the opportunity to release the resistance. Yes, becoming aware is such a game changer. Yes. Giving yourself the ability to release this resistance. Now, how do we do that? One of the ways that you can do this is through cultivating more awareness. This is why meditation can be so helpful, because meditation gives us that space to observe ourselves, right? It gives us that space. It gives us the time away from the tape loop playing to pause the tape and just recognize what's playing. You can also use processes like our realign process, which help to release that resistance through the subconscious mind. It's almost like when you're creating recognition of your resistance, it's like you're going through the filing cabinet of your subconscious mind and you're pulling up all these old files, old beliefs, old thoughts, old stories, old events, right? You're pulling them up from the cabinet and then you're taking all those files and you're saying, hey, subconscious, these are the files that I don't need anymore. I want to delete these from the program, or at least I want to put them where they belong, which is not coming back up all the time. We can kind of turn down the volume on these. So asking the subconscious to remove the resistance and then staying focused on where it is that you're going and who you want to be. I think one of the biggest problems that I see in the mindset and leadership in the coaching world is there's so much focus on the resistance, right? How did it get there? How long has it been there? How deep does it go? What are the other flavors of it? There's so much focus on the resistance that we can get stuck in it. We start to re-feel it. We start to relive it. We start to get so identified with the resistance that it keeps us stuck. What we want to do instead is simply recognize it. Create awareness. Be curious about it, like a scientist, right? With your lab coat and your clipboard, you're just noting the patterns, noting the beliefs, noting the emotions. And then with that observed awareness, we say, okay, well, these are things that no longer serve me. I'd like to remove them from the tape loop, from the files, and I'm going to bring my attention and my awareness to who it is that I want to be and the outcomes that I want to experience. Sometimes we think that we have to focus on the letting go, when actually it's the focusing on creating the new. When we are more focused on who it is we want to be, how we want to feel, choosing the thoughts that empower and align us with our goals, taking action towards being who we want to be and doing what we love to do, that resistance just releases because we're no longer giving it our attention and our energy. It's a much more simple and actually a lot more relaxed way. I'm trying to think of a great word for it. It's a happier, joyful, more blissful way of releasing resistance. You know, I spent years and years cataloging all of my resistance, you know, all of my limiting beliefs, all my negative emotions, all the past stories, everything, past experiences, all the things that were holding me back. And I was so in tune with everything that was holding me back that I was losing sight on where I was going, on who it is that I wanted to be and how I wanted to be in the world and what I actually wanted to do. So this simple shift, right? We create awareness about the resistance, but we don't have to dwell on it. We bring the attention and the focus, not just on what we're doing, but more importantly, who we are being, right? It is in the being that we are able to create the world that we want to live in, right? The world that we live in our minds and in our hearts, right? This is the world that we create. It comes from us first. What we create on the inside is what we begin to manifest on the outside, right? So if there's something that you want in your life, if you want to be living in your superpower, then start with tuning into that superpower. Recognize it, embrace it, right? Feel joyous about it. Be proud of yourself. Really involve yourself in your superpower and stay focused on the ways that you can express your superpower in the world. The more you're tuned into that, the less and less resistance you will have. And when you're releasing your resistance, you're able to align your subconscious mind with your conscious mind. You're able to align your dreams with your reality. You're able to align your heart with the life you want to live, your truth. So let us know how it goes. As this week goes along, what I'd love for you to do is ask yourself, what is my superpower? And with an observable curiosity, what's keeping me from being in my superpower? What resistance is arising? And then ask yourself, which thing do I choose to focus on? Can I focus on my superpower and how I can express that, while at the same time just allowing for the release of any resistance that comes up? Post in the group. Let us know. We are here to support you in this journey. You are welcome at any time to use the hashtag #AskACoach, and Karen Keeley and I will be here to support you, to point you to resources, to coach you through what you're working on, getting in tune with your superpower, releasing your resistance. That's what we are here to do. So thank you so much for tuning into Mindset Monday today. Again, tune into your superpower, observe the resistance, and choose which to focus on. Report back in the group and let us know how it goes. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm so happy you tuned in to this week's Mindset Monday. Thank you.